What up? Listen, let me tell y'all right now. I'm about to be a little disrespectful because I'm hungry and I'm about to eat chips. I'm about to eat chips with dip on the live. I'm gonna be crunching on the mic and there's really nothing you can do to stop me. I know. It's bad like live stream etiquette, but I'm hungry, bro. I just woke up from a nap not too long ago. We're not eating dinner for like another hour, bro. Y'all just gonna have to deal with it, man. Just gotta deal with it. Let me turn the sound on my laptop. Also, I'm only gonna be on here for like an hour, so just gotta deal with that too. I know I usually get on here a little bit later, and I usually stay on for like 3 hours, but today is gonna be a bit of a short one. We got like an hour max. Max. Like I said, normally I would stay on for longer, but today we're just doing this while my wife works out, which is gonna take like an hour. But I'll wait for some people to pop up. If nobody ever pops up, then I'll just eat chips and dip. I will eat my chips and dip. Let me type this. Okay. I haven't live streamed in like, I don't know. It's been, what, at least a week. I've been on vacation for a week, so I ain't live stream while I was on vacation. But until someone joins, I will tell this live stream about my vacation. So I went to North Carolina to go see one of my best friends get married. Had a great time. I went to a little Cuban spot. Super good. It was called, um, what was it called? Havana something. Havana Carolina. Havana Carolina. Very good. Um, I liked it. It was a nice little spot. They kind of played us a little bit because they advertised it as like a restaurant slash salsa dancing spot. So we thought we were gonna get to dance, but turns out it was only a restaurant. But we had a good time. The wedding was cool. Happy to see a friend get married. North Carolina is cheap, bro. Like, we were already gonna move anyways, but that just like reaffirmed our decision. We're like, yeah, we need to get out of here. We need to get out of here, bro. Everything from the Ubers to the restaurant tab, just like half the price that you would pay here. So We're kind of over it. You know what I mean? We're kind of over it. You know what's gonna happen with this live stream? It's gonna pick up right before my wife comes back. So I'm gonna sit here and talk to myself for like 45 minutes, and for the last 15 minutes, people are gonna start joining. But that's not y'all's fault. This was an unscheduled live, so I don't expect people to get a notification and drop what they're doing to come watch this, bro. I'm eating chips, talking about my vacation. But hopefully the usual suspects join eventually. I want to talk about some stuff. I'm almost done with this dip, so if the sound of chewing annoys you, I'll be finished soon. If you're watching this after it goes live, just fast forward until you don't see this in my hand anymore. And you'll be good. What's today? Thursday? I mean, I only been on for 6 minutes, but damn, it's kind of weak up in here for a Thursday. Kind of weak up in here, bro. Where everybody at? Somebody else just joined. Hey, what's going on, bro? I'm just on live eating some chips and dip because I'm hungry and I'm waiting for dinner. But I gotta wait until my wife gets done working out. So I'm just live streaming to pass the time until she gets back, which should be about an hour. You hit me up about body weights. They taking notes from my Spanish. Let me see who this is. You hit me up on Twitter? I gotta look at your at name to see who it is. Yeah, man. Language learning is not as difficult as people make it out to be. It's difficult in the sense that it takes a lot of time and consistency, but the actual process of it is it's way more simple than people make it out to be. And I firmly believe that anybody can learn multiple languages if they want to, but at least a second one. Oh, water for chocolate. Yeah, yeah, I remember. I remember. Yeah, everyone can learn a second language to a very high level, and like within a couple years, I would say within a year, like you can be very, 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 very conversational. I really don't like tossing the word fluent around, but I'll say in a year, from scratch, you could be talking to anybody you want to about whatever you want to talk about. Have I seen Shalma NYC? Yes, I have seen him. I'm not like a huge fan of his channel, but I respect the grind. I respect it. He really got in on that. Like right now, I'm not gonna say language learning is cool. I don't have another way to say it, but like, if you're a language learning content creator, you're not special. It was like the fitness boom of like 2015, 16, somewhere around there. If you were making fitness content in 2010 to 2015, you were ahead of the curve. So like you're an OG. I think he's like an OG of polyglots, people that speak multiple languages. Him and man, I'm hungry, so his name escapes me. But rest in peace. He was a real tall black dude that spoke like 20 languages. I can't think of his name. I've posted him so many times. I was just like I'm blanking on his name right now. Anyways, he was a super OG, and he influenced a lot of people to learn languages. Uh, but yeah, Shalma, he's cool. It's cool. The only thing I didn't like is like, and trust me, I get it. He's a content creator, so like, he has to make titles to get people's attention. But when he started learning Spanish, like he like was like, I learned how to speak Spanish in 72 hours, some crazy shit like that. Where he learned a bunch of words and like it was a good job for the short amount of time it was, but I feel like it gave people a false expectation of what's possible. And then like he makes those like corny captions like Gringo surprises everyone in the mall with blah blah blah, and it's like him walking up and forcing people to talk. Like, yeah, they're surprised, bro. They're surprised that you're in their face. But I like I said, I respect the grind. He's smart. He's good at learning languages for sure. I saw a video where he like learned some indigenous language, and I'm like, he's picking that shit up pretty fast actually. But what I've learned since I've learned how to speak Spanish is that a lot of these people are not that good at speaking. But if you have a low level of Spanish, you will think that they're good at speaking. So all the people that I watched when I first started that I thought were going crazy, now I watch their videos and I'm like, actually kind of low level. Even the dude that I'm talking about, I gotta look this dude's name up, bro. This is pissing me off. Like he's huge, or was huge. Rest in peace. And like when I think of his name, it's gonna piss me off because I should know. Oh yeah, Moses Laoshu. That's what it was. The Shalma was messing with my brain because his name was Laoshu, like 55,000. So Laoshu, Moses McCormick, rest in peace. I don't know how many languages he spoke, but like, dude had an arsenal of languages. He'll walk through Walmart speaking Arabic, Russian, Spanish, Portuguese, all kind of stuff. And I used to be like, man, this dude's going crazy. Like, I want to do that. And once I got my Spanish up, I still had those videos saved in like my watch later and like videos and stuff. I go back and watch it. And I'd be like, bro, he didn't answer none of these questions right. He don't even know what the dude's asking him, bro. Like in one of the videos, he was at a bar, and the dude was like, I can't remember exactly, but he was asking him like, do you know the name of this song? Or do you like this song or something? And the dude like just answered it completely wrong. And I'm like, but like I said, if you don't know the language, and you see two people speaking back and forth, you can only assume that they're having a fluid conversation and not one person just answering every question wrong. My Spanish is construction site fluent. Hey, that's called that is a thing. Like I think occupational fluency, something like that, where like you can you can handle one situation very well. If you know how to say everything on your construction site, or you know how to tell people to do the job, that's a form of fluency. You have to know a certain level to even be able to do that. So, kudos to you. Is that how you learned? Did you just straight up learn from people on the construction site? Or did you already have a base and then you put it to use in construction? Or did you start learning outside of construction to help your construction? How did that come about? Yeah, gotta get the views with them captions. I don't have the heart to do it, man. I've thought about making some corny ass YouTube titles like that, and I'm like, I can't do it, bro. Can't do it. Just make some titles like Black man speaks amazing Spanish and shocks the entire Latino population in Latino America. They all were shocked at the exact same time. Well, I don't know if you're still here, but I'll wait for your response. Oh, there it is. I learned in a warehouse. I traveled to Tracy, California for work, and nobody spoke English, so I was basically forced to. That's the best way, bro. Honestly, I give tips for people that are not immersed, right? Because if you're immersed, you don't really need tips. Like you're gonna be forced to learn it, like you said. So all the videos I make are for people that are like here in situations where they're not stuck around people that can't speak English. But the best conversations I've had in Spanish are with people that can't speak English because it's like I'm forced, bro. I don't have a choice but to meet them and say whatever I know in Spanish. And so a lot of the people that I end up interacting with on a daily basis, we both speak two languages. So if somebody can't think something, they just default to one language. And it's not necessarily your first language, it's just whatever. It's like whatever you can't think of, like you just go to the other language. But it's really different when you're constrained to that one language. It forces you to think a little bit harder. Yeah, no, I don't practice it every day. It's not as good. It's not as good. But it's not as good as when I was out there. Super smooth. Yeah, I mean, that's what I always tell people, man. Speaking is a skill. And it's not really like a use it or lose it thing to the point that, like, if you learn how to speak fluently, like, and you don't speak for, what, even 10 years, you're not going to just, like, forget how to speak a second language. But if you're at a low level and you don't use it, you definitely can forget most of it. Or like if you're at an intermediate level and you don't use it, you definitely can regress to a lower level. Um, but that's with anything, right? That's like even fitness, right? If you were a former NFL player, bro, you have like such a base of fitness that even if you stop working out for 2 years, when you come back, you know so much stuff about fitness. You've done so many things in fitness that it's not the same as someone who's never worked out before. It's just not. Slow temper. That's me, bro. That's me, boy. Phil, how's your Portuguese going? I ain't been hearing you say no Portuguese, bro. You been on italki or what? It's actually kind of good that y'all joined later in the live stream. I say later, it's only been 18 minutes, but the first 5 minutes of this whole was me eating chips and dip, bro. Just crunching on the mic, bro. Like, and I'm sorry for that. But I was hungry and it had to be done. I've been on that iEnglish. I can't tell if that's a joke or like if that's a real thing. Like I'm about to Google iEnglish, bro. I English. Oh, that's gotta be a joke. So I'm just stupid. So you're only speaking English. How was my vacay? My vacay was good, man. I got to see my really good friend, my college friend, get married. Um, yeah, I was scraping the bowl for that salsa. I was, bro. Like, I'm hungry, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really didn't eat lunch, and I came home and I took a nap, and I thought we were gonna eat when I woke up, but my wife's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go work out for an hour. I'll be back." And I'm like, "Damn." She gonna come back and then cook when she gets back, bro. So I got some time before I eat. I was like, I gotta eat something, bro. But yeah, my vacay was good. Got to see one of my good friends get married. Had some good food out there. North Carolina was really cheap compared to Washington, so you know we ate out more than usual, ordered more drinks than usual, ate more fancy food than usual. It was good, man. It was a good time. I'm an entire joke. I can relate to that, bro. I'm definitely a joke. 100%. I didn't even see this. My grandma and mom speaks Portuguese, French, Spanish, English, and some kind of Creole. Damn, bro, you slacking. They speaking like five languages and you got one and a half. If they speak all of that, I have to assume. You're not from Louisiana. Where else is that combination happening at? Why do they speak all that, bro? Where are you from? No, where are they from? Not where are you from. Clearly, you're not from the same place because you don't speak all that. Talking trash in circles around you. Nobody can talk trash in circles around me, bro. Nobody talks more trash than me, bro. I feel like that's the only place it could be. Yeah, I think so too. Or some small place in Florida. Florida has a lot of Portuguese down there, obviously. Louisiana, not so much, but the French Spanish Creole combination is throwing me off. My grandma, St. Lucian, came to the States for college at like 15. Bro, that does not tell me where they at, bro. Oh, they did. Is that why they speak that? Because of St. Lucia? Okay, okay, that actually makes sense now. Child genius. Damn, bro, they hold you, bro. They speak all of this and they give you English. That's crazy. That's like my worst nightmare. I'm like, bro, that's literally why we're planning on moving out of the country. That's like one of the biggest factors in our decision making. I'm like, we're from the United States. Anybody can come here and learn English. If a kid is in school here, they're fluent in English automatically. I want my kid to speak Spanish first. Then there won't be a learning process. If we're in like Puerto Rico, Colombia, wherever, we can speak English in the house, bro, because they'll only be speaking Spanish outside the house. So then I don't even have to like stress myself about how do I make my kid learn Spanish, because that's what I was gonna do before. I'm like, we need to have a system in place where like we only speak Spanish for a week, only speak English for a week, or something like that, or like dinner times only in Spanish or something. But if the whole country speaking Spanish and we speak English in the house, they're good. And we come back to the United States at whatever time, and they go back to regular life speaking English all the time. But they'll have Spanish under their belt for the rest of their life. What pre workout do I take? Depends on the day. I'm not like a specific kind of pre workout person. I'll drink black coffee. The last pre workout I drank was it was called Mr. Hyde, and I specifically picked it because I've read Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and I was like, I wonder if I'll actually turn into Mr. Hyde. I didn't turn into Mr. Hyde. I actually had a weak ass workout. The pre workout was strong. I was just a bitch, to put it frankly. Self hate and anguish is my pre workout. That too. I mixed that with the black coffee. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they hold you, bro, but there's nothing you can do about it now except learn languages. So you're on that path. When am I having kids and how many am I gonna have? Well, the problem is I don't have an answer to any of that because I'm a human being. So I would like to have kids in the next couple of years. We're not getting any younger. But like I said, we were waiting because we're like, yo, we want to travel. We want to not get stuck in Washington. So, once you have a kid, a lot. Let me say this in a better. I was gonna say a lot of your dreams die, but that's not the right way. I want to say it makes life harder, not in a bad way, but you're not only making decisions for two people, now you're making decisions for three people, and one of them is a little bit more important, right? So you don't want to just like be making crazy decisions when you have an infant. It's probably gonna like sit you down somewhere. So we wanted to wait on that. We wanted to make sure we travel to the places we want to travel to, and that could be, like I said, moving to another country. If we move to another country and we decide we're gonna be there for a while, Then we could have a kid and not worry about it. Would I consider El Paso? Hell no. You almost made me choke on my wine, bro. No. What's funny is the job that I have right now, the first offer they gave me was for El Paso. And actually for a little bit more money, even though that's in Texas. So I would have been living better. It was a decent amount of money. It was a hefty sum. And I said, El Paso? Hell nah. And they said, well, Fort Lewis and Washington is not open. So we could put you on a wait list and, whenever it's open, it's open. I said, put me on the wait list, bro. I'll just keep working my job until y'all hit me up. They put me on a wait list. It was about 3 or 4 months later. They called me and said, hey, like, we got an opening. So I could have gone to El Paso. Didn't want to. And it's funny because now that I work this job, we talk about the people in El Paso, and we're like, have you heard about what's going on in El Paso? They're doing horribly. They hate their job down there. Like, so I'm really glad I didn't take the job because I would have uprooted, moved down there, and I would have felt pressure to stay in the job because I would have moved. To me, El Paso is like somewhere I could consider retiring, maybe. There's nothing going on out there, man. Phil just put El Paso LOL. he said he said I don't even need to say nothing, just LOL. Yeah, certain places, yeah, there's nothing to even say. Oh, mostly because Spanish speakers live there. I mean, yeah, here's the thing too though, man. Like, I like to think about stuff before I say it because I never want to say anything that I want to like walk back, right? There's a difference in being in a place where a lot of people can speak Spanish, will speak Spanish, and being in a system where the language is Spanish. So even here, like I said, like I think I've told y'all before, my wife, her first language is Spanish, but as an adult, it's not her primary language because all of her education, all of her major life events were in English. So she feels way more comfortable speaking English. It's not to say that she can't speak Spanish. She's a fluent Spanish speaker. Her level of Spanish, even though it's her first language, is here. Her level of English, get back on the screen, is here. So there's a big gap, right? And I would prefer that they're just, for the kids, that they're just both high instead of one being low and the other being high. So, like I said, if you go through an education system, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, in Spanish, that stuff that you learn in school, even if some of the more advanced stuff leaves you, the basics don't leave you. Like, I was taught the difference between there, and there when I was a really little kid. And I mean, like, occasionally I have to think about it. But it's not like a super advanced thing. It's something you learn in kindergarten or first grade, and, like, it stays with you. So, not to talk shit about Spanish speakers here, but when people learn it from their parents, they say a lot of stuff wrong because it's a secondhand version of what their parents know, and their parents might have not even had an education in Spanish. So they say a lot of stuff wrong, they type a lot of stuff wrong, and that's okay. That's fine. Like, language is communication. Like, you don't have to be perfect. But like I said, if I can give my child like a better education in a language, like, I would rather do that. Me and my wife were talking about that earlier today. Actually, I was watching this girl on TikTok, and it's this game. I'm gonna do it after I get off of here. Actually, it's this game where like a letter pops on the screen. It's got all these categories. It's like nombre, apellido, like your first name, last name, city, animal, whatever, right? So you get a letter and you try to name all this stuff. The letter was V, like a V like this, like vaca, right? And the first thing she said was Bianca, because to a Spanish speaker, B and a V are the same thing by sound, not on paper, but by sound. So she saw the V, she said Bianca, and I was like, whole comment section just like, Bianca, who is Bianca? So stuff like that. It's petty, it's small, but it's like I said, if I can give my kid the education, I'd rather them have that than rather than just being able to speak and like being uncomfortable with like any kind of grammar or saying like higher level words and stuff like that. Puerto Rico will be easier to live. How long would you be allowed to stay in Colombia? I can stay however long I want to. I'm a boss, dog. Nah, I don't know. Yes, Puerto Rico would be easier to live. A Four Loco? What the? Who do you think I am, bro? What? No, I'm not drinking a Four Loco. I wouldn't do that. I care about myself. Charlie, my boy, what's up, man? Hey, we were just talking about Louisiana on here for the wrong reason, but we were talking about it. I thought somebody's people was from Louisiana, but they're actually from St. Lucia. Big difference. My wife says 6 months without a visa for Colombia. Why she's on YouTube Live and not running like she said, I don't know. Stopped that in 2011. Yeah. Four Locos, crazy, bro. Like, if you're drinking Four Locos casually on a Thursday, I'm kind of worried about you or scared of you or both. Like, that's crazy. This could be a bad sign, y'all. If my wife is on here, so that's what I was just about to say. She might be done working out. She might come back up here, and the live stream's over. And that's what I said at the beginning of this stream, because it was empty for like 8 minutes. And I said, everyone's going to get on right before she comes back, and it's going to be party over. And clearly she's finished working out. Four Locos are for people who live in trailers. Oh, question mark. Four Locos are for people who live in trailers? I don't know. I don't know people that live in trailers, but I would imagine they might drink Four Locos. Not me. I'm not even drinking those on a weekend, but I'm definitely not drinking them on a Thursday night. You got big problems if you on a normal Thursday doing that. Yeah, exactly. You can stay on while I cook. Y'all see that? She gave me permission to stay on. She didn't say like, do you want to stay on while you cook? She said you can stay on while I cook. Thanks, boss. Did I get drunk in Carolina? I don't get drunk. I just be chilling. Other people might say I'm drunk. I would say I'm chilling. I be chilling. I had a few drinks. The wedding was unlimited wine, spirits, and beer. You could literally walk up to the bar at any given time, bro. You could do this right here. Down your drink and just be like, hey, can I get another Moscato? Sure. Pour it up. Just drink it again. Can I get another Moscato? Forever. Anything for you, employee. Shut up. Shut up. All right, here's the other problem, guys. My battery just popped up. It's on 20%. So, it's not gonna be her that stops this. It's gonna be my battery. I'll tell y'all when it gets to 10%. Because when it gets to 10%, I don't know what happens between 10 and 1, but it's like boom. So right now we're at 20. We good. We got at least another 30 minutes easily. Easily. Making excuses? Excuses for what? What are you talking about? excuses to get off. I wouldn't have got on if I didn't want to get on. So Charlie, it's kind of late in Texas, right? Not that late, but late for you. I feel like you go to sleep a little bit earlier. I feel like every time you get off the live and say you're going to sleep, I look at the clock. I'm like, it's like 10 o'clock there. So I'm guessing you wake up early. Guessing. It's Charlie just put it's. Phil finished your sentence and said only 10. It's 10 o'clock. Phil said only 10. Charlie said 10. I feel like they said it in different ways. I think Charlie's saying like, it's 10, bro. It's getting close to bedtime. I seen that last video you made, but it was kind of confusing. Okay, Planet Moolah. What was confusing about it? I can clarify that for you right now, bro. That is the purpose of these lives. I can answer your questions directly. My dyslexic ass has to use voice to text and it messes up the stream. That makes sense. I like voice. I like sending voice notes, but voice to text, like you said, it messes things up. And the start and stop time is weird, bro. Like I'll hit something for a voice note or a voice to text, and I start talking, and I hear like doop, and I'm like, oh, it wasn't even ready. And I start over, and I'm like, I gotta backspace the whole thing, like. Planet Moolah, I'm waiting. Phil, what time you be going to bed, bro? Be honest. Be honest. I know what I was talking about, bro. I made the video. I said, what's your question? Jev was English. Jev is, did you have? Did you have a good time? Did you have something you wanted to say to me? Jev is English, not Spanish. My wife's back. If y'all can't hear the door, that is my wife right there. And so in Spanish they have the same thing. Yeah, not exactly the same thing, but that was the point of the video, right? The point of the video is that native speakers in any language cut things down because everyone knows what everyone's saying, so you don't have to say it like very clearly. Like right now, obviously I'm talking clear because I'm on a mic, right? But that TikTok that I posted, right? He said, Jev, if you want to talk faster in English, instead of saying did you have, just say Jev. Like I said, if I say Did you have a good time, you're not gonna be like, what does that mean? You think I said did you have a good time? I don't have to say did you have a good time. I say did you have a good time? Do you have something you want to say to me? Do you have something you want to pick up? So, yes, every language has like quote unquote shortcuts. Yeah, that's my wife. They have quote unquote shortcuts that they use. And it's not even like an intentional thing. It's just why would I talk slow and super enunciated if I don't have to? You know what I mean? So you're not cooking.
Ew, I just want to touch it first. Can I relax?
Is there a Spanish podcast that speaks slower? Yeah, there's a bunch. Hey, if you're looking for recommendations, I can give you recommendations to like beginner podcasts. Hold on, I could type you some right now. I might even be able to link them, but right now I'll just type them. No hay tos. Why? Sorry, no. Hold on, I actually gotta search it. What was that one called? Speak Spanish. No, that's not the right one. No hay tos is a good one. That's like a grammar podcast, so they speak a little bit slower on purpose. But it is all in Spanish though. Okay. How to learn. No, how to Spanish. That's the other one. How to Spanish. How to Spanish is a Mexican couple in Mexico, and they also do like really slow, like relatively slow Spanish, and they talk about like cultural stuff, and sometimes they talk about grammar stuff, but it's made for beginner Spanish speakers. So let me see what else. I don't I don't know if Lightspeed Spanish is a podcast, but it's a good YouTube channel. One of my favorite channels. They probably have a podcast. I've never listened to it as a podcast. Lightspeed Spanish is a woman from Spain, a guy from Scotland, and they both speak each language. He learned Spanish, she learned English. They have a great YouTube channel. One of my favorite YouTube channels, or was. They make advanced episodes too, but obviously, like any kind of stuff that's like grammar related or language related, it appeals to beginners and like low level intermediates more, because if you can understand everything you're hearing, you probably would want to listen to something about topics that you like sports or entertainment or whatever. You wouldn't actually be listening to, like, I would never listen to a podcast about English grammar. Like, why would I do that? Like G chat, yeah, exactly, yeah, exactly, stuff like that. Did I find these on my own? I don't know how to answer that. I mean, I wasn't just like surfing the internet looking for them, but I will be doing stuff like what you're doing right now. I'll be on someone's YouTube and someone would say, "Oh, I watched this podcast," and I would go check it out. And like over the years, a couple of them stuck with me. Um, I don't. I think you can only find stuff on your own. Or I don't know. Are you asking me to someone like give me a list? No one gave me a list. If that's what you're asking. No hay tos. How to Spanish, Lightspeed Spanish. There's another YouTube. I don't know if you're looking specifically for podcasts or YouTube channels, but there's one of my old favorites, and I haven't even looked at their stuff in like a long time. Why Not Spanish? It's a lady from Colombia and a dude from like somewhere deep in the South. Like he's got the countryest accent I've ever heard in my life. Like bumfuck Tennessee. Sorry for cussing like that. But so obviously Spanish is her first language. She moved out here. They got together. They went back. They moved back to Colombia like a couple years ago. Like maybe like when COVID happened. And And yeah, they have a super cool YouTube channel. They actually like it's not just podcasts. It's like I remember she would do like dictation stuff. So she would I'm trying to think of everything she used to do, but they used like I can't even think of what I'm trying to think about. They used to tell stories and then they would run it back and put the words on the screen and then you could see like how well you did with your listening and stuff like that. Or they would have like guest native speaker guests and they would like ask them about their jobs and stuff like that, and at the end they would have like little quizzes and stuff. So that channel was really good, and like I said, Cody of Why Not Spanish was a Spanish learner. So seeing how like, and I'm not trying to be funny, so if he for some reason somebody sends this or something, like seeing how country his accent was and seeing him get to the level of Spanish that he got to is like it's inspiring. You're like, okay, if he can get there with this country accent that he has, I feel like I can get to a pretty high level. Spanish Land. Oh yeah. Spanish Land. That's a good one too. I know the one you're talking about. So Spanish Land was one that I started listening to actually when I was a little bit further into it because I remember I was a little bit confused about the subjunctive, and she did like maybe like a 30 days of subjunctive or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but she was literally like the reason that I had like a breakthrough in the subjunctive. So Spanish Land, excellent choice. Even though he already said it, I'll type that again. Just just so if someone looks through and they're just looking at mine, they'll see Spanish Land. So you talking about me? Nah, bro. This dude's accent is way more country than yours. Like, it's crazy country, bro. Would my wife be interested in doing a podcast with me? She actually did do a podcast with me, but it was in English, though. We talked about, like, anxiety and depression and shit. I'm guessing that you're asking about a podcast in Spanish. Maybe we'll have to talk about it and decide what we were going to talk about. Huh? Oh, she's talking to herself. Worse than me? That's ridiculous, I reckon. Way worse, bro. Like, whatever the country's accent you could think of, that's him. It's actually so bad that, like, I remember, so I found out that he did most of the, like, grunt work for the channel because he actually, like, took a long break from it. Like, I would enjoy seeing him pop up in the episodes and say blah, blah, blah. And one time he popped up after not being on there for like 4 months because everyone was like, "Where's Cody? Where's Cody?" And he's like, "You know what? Like, I took a break because so many people were bullying me about my accent in Spanish and blah, 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 blah." And he was like, "And people don't know, like, I do all the editing for this stuff. I answer all your questions in the comments. I do this and this and this." And I was like, dang, it's kind of sad. Respect, though. But yeah, his accent's crazy, bro. And you can definitely hear it through his Spanish. But like I said, just from the amount of time that he put into it, and especially after they went over there and lived in Colombia, yeah, it's got a high enough level of Spanish. Is it like Larry the Cable Guy bad? Bro, it's top of the line, man. Any accent you could think of, put it right over that. If not right over it, it's on the same level. Españolistas is their podcast. Don't worry, bro. I know what you meant. Okay, Phil, I'm glad you said that because when he said Larry the Cable Guy, I'm like, hold on. Like, Larry the Cable Guy wasn't even, I was like, that wasn't even crazy. I was like, maybe he's thinking of a certain character that I don't remember in Larry the Cable Guy. I'm like, wait, hold on, what's going on here? But you know, it's funny, man. Like, if you're from a certain place, the accent doesn't exist to you. Like, Southern accents don't really exist to me. I can like recognize that someone's from a different area than me, but when people go on about people's accents, they're like, "Man, this guy, blah blah blah." I'm like, "What are you talking about, bro? Can you really not understand this?" I always think it's like a practical joke. Like when people post clips to people from Atlanta talking, they just be like, "I didn't understand one word of that," and I'm like, "Stop it, stop it." In fact, Waterboy, Joe Dirt, and there's one other one. Anyways, the dude from Louisiana. I could like that. I'm not gonna say the dude didn't have an accent, but I just thought like, yeah, it's like an exaggeration of an accent, or it just is some a dude from Louisiana. But I didn't realize people couldn't understand what the dude was saying. Like, I'm like, well then you didn't even get the joke. Then like, you know what I'm saying? Like when a dude, you know what I'm talking about on Joe Dirt when he's at home where you make it. Like people couldn't understand the dude. So I'm like, so you didn't even understand that he was saying home is where you make it. Cause that was like the whole joke. And then Joe Dirt would say you like to see naked. But they didn't understand him, bro. They're like, I get that crazy dude from Louisiana that was like saying random stuff that you can't understand. I'm like, what do you mean random stuff that you can't understand? Like he just had a strong voice, but you could understand him.
I'm gonna go get onions and cilantro.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Cool. Hey, more time on the live.
I'm gonna leave them up.
Alright. She has to go get onions and cilantro, so we got more time, baby. So that's also an interesting topic. Um, if you've never said something in English before and you learn it in Spanish, trying to say it in English is actually kind of tough. I am not a chef. I don't cook like that. The only thing I ever make really is steak. I make steak or I make steak bites and potatoes. Like that's literally it, bro. If my wife says, "Hey, I want you to cook," I'll be like, "Okay, steak bites and potatoes today." So I don't think I ever said the word cilantro in my life before I learned Spanish. And so now, like cilantro only exists in my mind as cilantro. Like so, like I just said, like I would literally say onions and cilantro. I don't say onions and cilantro. Pico de gallo. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just that's a little weird, man. It's a little weird. But I also don't want to like seem maybe like pretentious. Like I gotta I'm not gonna call him a friend, but an acquaintance, right? And he sent me like this 4 voice note long message about this dude. He's like, let me tell you about this pompous guy that moved to Colombia. This dude's talking to me, and he says he lives in Medellin. He's like, and what, like, why did he have to say Medellin to me just to let me know that he's from there and blah blah? He could have said Medellin like a regular American, and I'm like, oh, that's how I say it too. Like that's just how I learned to say the city, Medellin, like because that's how they say it. So like I don't know, people get like weirded out if you pronounce things with an accent. Like I don't know French, but if someone said a word in French because they knew French, I wouldn't get offended. Like, hold on, what's something that we eat that's like French that we just say the wrong way. Someone give me a French dish that we say the wrong way, and I'm gonna do a horrible French accent so that I can tell you that I wouldn't be offended. What do we eat that's French? There we go. If someone was like crème brûlée, I don't know how to do it. If someone said croissant, yeah, they said croissant. Oh yeah, I love eating croissants. I wouldn't be like, oh, why'd you say croissant? Why didn't you say croissant like me? I'll just be like, oh, this dude speaks French. That's cool. Like, so anyways, the point is, sometimes before I say stuff, I'm like, ooh, how do I say this with an American accent so that someone doesn't think I'm like trying to be uppity? And I actually don't know how to say any of those, to be honest. I would say creme brulee, crepes, croissant. Actually, I don't know if I'll say crepes. Because I'll be listening to a lot of UK rap, and crepes are shoes. So, I don't want to think about eating shoes. I probably would say crepes. How do I say euro? I say euro. I say hero. I'll tell you how I say it. Watch this. Gyro. Phil says gyro. Loser. I say hero. I need a hero. I need a hero. Alright, there's a great example. If you're from a place that doesn't serve those a lot, like, you're just gonna go with the American letters and you're gonna say it. If you were in a Mediterranean place or a place with a lot of Mediterranean people, they're gonna say it the right way, and you're gonna end up saying it like them. If I said gyro and you said hero to me, and hero was the correct pronunciation, I don't know what the correct pronunciation is, but if you said hero, I wouldn't be like, whoa, why'd you gotta say hero? Why can't you say gyro? I'd just be like, oh, this guy clearly knows the correct pronunciation and I don't. Or I'll think you know the wrong pronunciation. Either way, I wouldn't care because I would know what we're talking about. And that's all that matters. I go, let me get that sandwich. That is the proper answer. When I say stuff, if I don't know how to say it, I'm like, yeah, let me get that right there. Like, just say it real fast. And if they ask what, like, yeah, the number 13, like I said, yeah, can I get that right there? Just say it fast. No one knows what you said. Like, if you, that's true. That's true. Crawfish, pecan. I can't lie, bro. It drives me nuts when people say pecan. I know, like, I don't even want to get into it, bro. I know everyone has their way of saying things, but like pecan, bro, I'm like, nah, dog. I don't care where you're from. We're not saying pecan, bro. It's pecan. Pecan. That's crazy. Big meat. Yeah, and crawfish and crayfish. Another debate. Exactly. That's the point. The point is, just say it. We know what we're talking about. People speak differently. People have different accents. You say pecan for pie? See, I have more of a chance of saying pecan on its own than I do for pie. Because I'm going to say pecan pie. But I guess I could end up saying, like, yeah, I like pecans. That sounds weird to me. But I'm definitely not saying pecan pie. Like, I'm saying pecan pie. Like, but, how do I say mature? I'm guessing you're asking, do I say mature or mature? Listen, I'm gonna tell you something about my dad that pisses me off, bro. And my dad might end up seeing this, but I'm gonna tell you right now. Bro, my dad says mature. Oh my god, that pisses me off, dog. Mature, and he sometimes he says like, What's another one he said? I think he says like education. And I'm like, that's not how you say it, dog. Like, I don't care what institution you went to where people were trying to talk fancy and told you that that's like the educated way to say it. It's not mature. It's mature. I don't care. Don't care. But I'm guessing that's what you're asking. Mature versus mature, right? Because I can't, like, you say mature? Where are you from, dog? Where are you from, bro? Where are you from, my dog? Gotta bust out the Canadian accent on this one, dog. Where are you from, dog? Why are you saying mature, dog? There's no way you say mature. How old are you, Planet Moolah? How old are you? If you're close to my dad's age, I might give you a pass. No, fuck, you 31? Hell nah, bro. Why are you saying that, bro? Why are you saying mature? Nah, I can't give you a pass on this. This is insane. We need to get you into therapy and figure out why you're saying it like that. It's mature. I'm gonna type it for you. Oops. I paused the video. Let me see. Ma. Sure. Is that how I would type sure? No. Ma. Sure. Mature. Mature. Can't believe this. See, this is the point, though. The point is, people say stuff differently. I'm pretty sure this happens across all languages. It definitely happens in English and Spanish for sure. I can just say that because I speak those two. And you know what? The thing is, no one cares. At the end of the day, no one really cares. You say pecan, I say pecan. Like, we might have a little discussion like this, but no one's like, oh my god, this guy doesn't speak English. He says pecan. Like, you're just like, who taught you that? And you go on about your day. Same thing happens in Spanish. The double L sound, right? So like, the way I was taught Spanish, it's like a J, right? Medellin. You can say Medellin, but I'm like, who taught you that? Like, why are you saying it like that? Like, why do you say your double L's like that? But it's not wrong. The only time it's wrong to me is when you say it with an American Y. There is a difference. And it's only a difference you can hear if you get to a certain level, in my opinion. Right? If you say Medellin is not the same thing as Medellin. Right? Medellin. Different. Hit the front lat spur. I don't even know how to do that, bro. Medellin, exactly. But you know, it's funny, Planet Moolah, if you didn't notice, I'm very into language. I'm very into everything that I'm into. American sounds and Spanish sounds are very different. So I actually don't like when people say it's like the U in English when you say this, because it's not. Like, for instance, see, I can't even talk. People will say like, oh, the U in Spanish is like the U in rule, but it's not though. It's not the same thing. Like, when you say rule, let me think of an uneducated way to say this. It's technically two sounds. It's ooh, rule, right? Which is why people in Spanish have accents when they speak English, because they say it with one sound. They say rule, because the Spanish U is one. It's just it's not ooh, right? So when you tell people, oh, it's like the U in rule, it's gonna make them pronounce everything wrong in Spanish. Same thing with like O's and pretty much anything. If you compare it to an English sound, you're gonna crash and burn already. And I actually tell people something that's like a little weird, but like, if you just take, like, if you watch English classes in Spanish, you will get an idea of like how you're supposed to do things in Spanish, because you'll see what they struggle with, and you'll be like, oh, okay. Yeah, Anthony, I don't know. I actually really don't know what a front lat spread is. Like, it's funny because I've trained people in bodybuilding, and like, bro, I'll be looking up this stuff. I'll be like, let me make sure I know what a front lat spread is. Let me make sure I know this, that, and the other. I mean, I know obviously we're from the front, right? So I have to spread my lats, but I don't know how to do it, and I just got tired doing that. So yeah, Planet Moolah, basically that. Okay, I'm officially a bodybuilder. Yeah. My wife just texted me. Hold on. I might pause the. My wife be ruining the stream for no reason, bro. Just texting me her thoughts. Not even a question. All types of gains. I don't got no gains, bro. I leave that up to the muscle guys. All I do is go to the gym and pretend like I lift weights. Pretend. That's all I do is pretend, man. I'm just a pretender. I'm trying to get back in weightlifting shape right now. Garbage. Phil, bro, tell me why I was trying to do clean doubles at 125, bro. KG, obviously, just in case somebody's watching this. And they're like, 125 pounds, I could do that. No, KG. Bro, I was getting broken off, dog. Like, it wasn't heavy. I was just tired, bro. Like, because it's been so long since, like, I got hurt in December. It took me until like March to start training again. And so now I'm like actually trying to get in shape instead of just like, ooh, how does my knee feel? Bro, just doubles, bro. Like, well, it was really a wave. It was 115, 120, 125. But like I did 125 for two, and I'm like, why am I tired, bro? This is like not even a last warm up, not second to last warm up, bro. I jumped from 120 to 140, bro. And so, yeah, I went back down, started to wave over. I think I put like 120 on. And I was like, normally I would go 115, 120, 125, drop down 120, 125, 130. I didn't even want to put 130 on, bro. I was like, I'm going to do 125 again. I'm tired. It's still 275 pounds. You're right. You're right. And I think that's part of the problem, too, is like before it was like I would be thinking I'm going to 375 pounds. This is nothing. But like now I know it still feels the same, but it's just like this is all I'm doing today. So if it's like heavier because I know it's the end. I'm like, this is the heaviest thing I'm doing today. 8 weeks, you better have some gains. I'm gonna try it, man. I'll do it for you. Do it for you. Next time we chat, we can talk about working out because I started working out seriously 8 weeks ago. Oh, that's why you say 8 weeks. Oh, okay. And I've actually never had a consistent routine like this. Let's go. Hey, that's what I love, bro. It's all about consistency. It's all about continuing on, man, because anybody can do anything for a short amount of time, but that doesn't matter, bro. Like if you go hard for 4 weeks, if you go hard for 8 weeks, and you stop and you regress to nothing, it's like, why did you do the 8 weeks? You know what I mean? And so I would rather be here than here, but continue on forever because you don't lose any of that. You only go forward. That's what's important. And that's not even just working out, that's everything. It's the same with language learning. It's the same with anything in life, bro. Like, it's about, like, what can we keep doing? What can I improve upon instead of going hard for a short amount of time and falling off? Yeah, 150's heavy, bro. It don't matter what kind of shape you're in. I remember that the last competition I did was almost a year ago, bro, where my opener was 165, and I was just like, John, that's heavy, bro. Like, And it's funny because he'll be like, yeah, if you feel good, we're gonna do 165. If you feel bad, we're gonna do 160. I'm like, bro, like, if I felt good, 160 would be heavy. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, it's like you telling me 150 or 155 is gonna be my last warm up, bro. Like, 360 pounds is my last warm up, and I'm supposed to like tell you if I feel good. Like, I'm not gonna feel good catching 365 pounds. Like, I could tell you that right now. Before we get to the competition, it's not gonna feel good. So after the next 5K, after the 5K next week, I'm on a new 9-week 5K program. That's dope. I'm ready to see you run under 20 minutes for a 5K. That's what I'm ready to see. Planet Mula, have you ever told me why you're learning Spanish? I don't think you ever told me that. You might have. If you say it and you've told me before, then I'll be like, oh, okay. I know you told me you were taking like college level Spanish because we read a book before. But was there a reason that you decided to do it? And Planet Mula, if you're on here still, what I was thinking about doing in my next video, since you said that the last video was confusing a little bit, I was thinking about using one of the songs that I listened to and doing like a lyric breakdown. Because songs are cool, especially because they're usually a little weird. They're usually a little like poetry-y, right? They're not like exactly how we speak in normal speech, but they still help you learn new words. I was thinking about taking like a bachata song or like salsa or whatever, and like just literally just going through the lyrics from start to finish and just being like, this is this. Oh, he said this like this because this is the subjunctive. He's expressing this, blah, blah, blah. What do you think about that? I practice an hour a day. I'm learning because I want to travel extensively in Central and South America and possibly live there one day. Yeah, that would be a cool video idea. Okay. Okay, here we go. Do you have a specific song that you like that you maybe aren't 100% sure about the lyrics? Or just a song that you like that you just want to hear a breakdown on, even though you do know what it means? Whatever, anything like that. This is something I would probably do tomorrow night. I could do it on live, but I could just do it as a video. Either one, whatever you want. But I love examining lyrics, not even just in Spanish, in English. I actually like, I'm a super lyrical person. Not like, I mean, like, yes, I made music in the past, but like, I'm a lyrical person. My wife listens to music. She will not hear a single word in a song. And I was like, are we listening to a song about slavery right now? I'm like, this is painful, bro. This is sad. And she's just, and I'm like, what the and she's like, oh, I've never heard those words before. I'm like, how are you not hearing this? Like, what are you saying right now? But that's just listens to the beat. I can't help but to hear the lyrics. I'm like, wow, this song's not as joyful as I thought by the beat. I'm like, this is sad. Okay, let me type that in real fast, just so I don't lose it. You like her. You brought her up before. Why do you like her so much, bro? Do you want to go to Argentina? She's very, very Argentinian.
Your phone died?
My phone died?
Yeah.
No, why?
You're off live?
I'm not off live.
Oh,
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
What, you text me again?
Yeah.
Should I look at it?
What?
Should I look at it, or was it not important?
You don't look at it. You hate me.
Oh my god. Big boy. Mis ojos lloran por ti. You learn the fast part, and I'm ready for our next conversation. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I can do that one too. Hold on. Let me type that one too. Type all this. And then after the live, I'll put them at my phone. Oh my God. Wow. I'm the opposite. I'm just vibing. I'm more of a producer because I play instruments and that resonated with me. That's fair. That's fair. I think, like I said, I think that's the point of the music. It's like I'm gonna take this painful experience, these painful lyrics, and I'm gonna put it on an up-tempo beat to kind of deal with that pain, right? So it's supposed to feel happy. But if someone's listening to the lyrics, I'm like, damn, bro, did you go to therapy about that or nah? Yeah, but Planet Moolah, why you like Nati so much? Also, Planet Moolah, do you understand El Voceo or no? Because like I said, she's very Argentinian. So like she even like sings and raps in El Voceo. Like instead of saying like quieres, she says quieres. Sa-na-na-na-na-na-na. My wife hates that song, by the way. Sa-na-na-na-na-na-na. Heap con the heap heap hoppa. Axel, you remember that song? Say shut up. I guess that's her answer.
Stuck in my head.
Hey, I didn't bring her up. Somebody else brought her up.
No, you're a hoe. You didn't have to ask me. It's not really
I didn't know if you remembered the song or not.
You knew it.
Oh my God.
Thought I witnessed a murder on live.
Someone I knew liked her, which put me onto a few of her good songs. Good. Nah, I feel you though. Heap con the heap heap hoppa.
Sofa.
Is Alicia Keys Puerto Rican? I don't know, bro. That's not my sister. I can look it up.
She's white and black.
Alicia Keys? That doesn't mean she's not Puerto Rican.
She's definitely not Puerto Rican.
Listen, if there's one thing I know, it's that if my wife says something, it's probably wrong. So now I'm gonna look it up.
Definitely gonna stab you.
I'm gonna look it up now.
If I'm right, I stab you.
No. Let's see.
Am I right?
I don't know. She got songs in Spanish.
Yeah, because everyone want to speak Spanish. Boo, this researcher sucks. You slow. What would you type in?
I typed in, is Alicia Keys Puerto Rican?
Why are you on Bing? That's broke people shit.
That's your shit popped up with Bing. I didn't even realize it was Bing. That's why I'm not getting no answers. I'm like, what is this? I was like, this don't look like Google. Is Alicia Keys a home record? Yes.
She has a white mother, Italian Irish mother.
Nah, her grandparents were from Sicily. Italian, Irish, Scottish. Her father's African American.
Boom.
So why did you ask
I
if
said
Alicia
black
Keys
and white.
was
I said black
Puerto
and white.
Rican?
They can stab you.
You weird. What made you ask that question?
Who's racist?
I'm on Bing, bro. I didn't even know I was on Bing. I didn't type it in. Her default settings is on Bing. That's weird that her
Blame this on me. You use that
It's-
computer way more than I do.
It's weird that her default settings is Bing.
Stop.
Like, who uses Bing? That shit don't even sound right coming out of my mouth. I feel mad Italian, bro. Like, bada bing, bada boom. Delete my existence from your life. Sorry for using Bing. She looks Latin. She does. I can see that.
No, she don't.
She looks as Puerto Rican as any other Puerto Rican looks.
No.
And for all we know, she could be Puerto Rican.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
Just saying. Motherfuckers be swearing they're Irish and then take a DNA test and be like, wow, I'm Albanian. Like, what are you talking about?
Okay, I'm black.
She looks more Latin than Cardi B. Nah, she doesn't. Cardi B looks mad Dominican.
So you're just racist. Well, I just said that.
It's the same person.
Oh my god. This is proving my point.
No, Cardi B's super Dominican. She's incredibly Dominican. You just see her and just see the Dominican Republic. Especially when she speaks Spanish. Like, within 3 seconds, you're like, oh, this is very Dominican. Did I do 23andMe or Ancestry? I did Ancestry.
He's white.
It was a high percentage white, I'm not gonna lie. But my family is from Louisiana, so
White boy.
I was not surprised.
Whitey.
She didn't do one because she knows that shit will
Unseasoned
be.
chicken.
Yeah, she knows her shit will be
Yeehaw.
88% white Spaniard. She doesn't want to face the reality of the fact that she's a colonizer. So, someone typed in the chat, "White is right."
Is it the same person?
Yes.
Oh my god, this is insane. Wow. That's crazy.
A little crazy.
Oh my goodness.
White is something.
Oh, man, I can't say what else.
Phil said I'm probably white. Oh, I'm probably pretty white. I traced my family back to around 1812. Hey, bro, if you traced your family back to 1812, you're pretty white. Because if you weren't pretty white, you wouldn't be able to do that. So I traced my family back to my grandpa. William Roberts is hella common, yeah. That's one of the whitest names I've ever heard. William Roberts. There's a gap from 1812 to 1880. Oh, yeah, there's a person in there, bro. You know what? When my wife went to Mexico, she got a book of her heritage. She still hasn't shown me, which is insane.
It's in there.
Where?
It's in that shit.
In this case right here?
Yeah.
Really?
No, in the bookshelf shit.
In the bookshelf? Hold on 1 second, guys. Where?
There's like a million books. Give me a second. Oh shit.
I actually want to read this in my free time. See this? This is legitimately a book of her family history.
I have Spanish royalty in my heritage. I can claim citizenship.
You actually can?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would never want to move to Spain, but
I was
that's
gonna say, but I can't.
like, just to show y'all, this is like a 20-year project. This isn't like some random shit. Like, someone in her family, like, literally traced all this stuff. Like, family crest. You can't really see it, but it's the family crest. And it's got like what everything on the crest means and stuff like that. So it's pretty deep, man. This is a 200-page book about her family history. And I'm gonna read this. Wait, let me just go to the end and see how white you are. Hey, yo, this dude looks kind of black. What's going on here?
Exactly. I'm black.
You're not black. Sophia? Who's Sophia?
That's the person who did all the work.
You met her?
Yeah, that's my mom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's mad Mexican. Alright, enough of that book.
Wow, you said enough of that stupid shit.
Phil said that's actually really cool, Axel.
Yeah,
He said it's pretty cool that you're a colonizer.
we all gotta be.
The only thing I do know for sure is that my great grandma was a slave in that country my grandparents lived in. Hey man, things could be worse. My great grandma lost her husband and 2 kids to the Ku Klux Klan, burning her house down. So, you ever heard of the book 100 Years of Solitude? Of course, I read it. That's one of those books that's like, bro, I'm as much of a like reader that I am. I'm not a reading snob. So like books like that, I read it and I'm like, bro, that shit was. I'm not gonna say it was whack because I don't want to get like hate crimes on my YouTube, but books like that and Don Quixote and like stuff like that, I'm like, bro, this is like too many big words, bro. It's not even a good story. Like it's too much. But I think the same thing about Shakespeare and stuff too. Everyone's all like, oh my god, like this interpretation of Shakespeare's whatever was so great, and I'm like, bro, like I didn't even think the original story was that good. What's the one that what's the famous Shakespeare play? Not Romeo and Juliet, the other one that's like Leonardo DiCaprio.
The school of his
Hamlet, yeah. I'm like, bro, shit's whack, dog. Like, no disrespect to Shakespeare and his dead homies, but shit just doesn't entertain me. So that's kind of how I feel about that. Oh,